I told myself I'm really going to start talking about myself a little more. Normally I come on here and I generalize some things, and I'm here to help the men out, and I'm here to help women understand what men like. They come on my channel too. But today I wanted to talk about something that I found kind of interesting, and I wanted to talk to you guys about how I became an interesting person. And a lot of times people hear a lot of, oh, I'm just a guy, and yes, that I'm the finished product. What you're seeing is the finished product of the man that is the silverback, right? So let me talk to you guys first and foremost. I had a mentor, and of course, it's my father, then my grandfather. Great men, profound men. One thing that I've always told myself is that they're great, but I want to be better men than them. And I think I'm on the path of doing that, right? Rest in peace to my grandfather, but I will tell you, my father's still on this earth. He's good. But let me hook, line, and sinker, y'all. Let me talk to y'all. The quickest way to get this game is in this video. Stay tuned to this video, and then we'll get right into it right now. So the first thing that I've realized is that trying to impress people, I've learned this at a very young age, that trying to impress people made me come off as needy or weak. So when I was a young man, I say about 14, 15 years old, I used to try to get the latest this, the latest that. I need to have it on, because that was something that made me look like the guy, right? Right? But when I stopped seeking approval, I became interesting by valuing my own opinion first. What do I like? Who do I like? What do I bring to the table for myself? Right? What's my swag going to be? Why do I gotta do that with them? You know what I mean? And then I found that, building real passions for myself, because not only was I biting somebody else's style because I just had to have the latest and greatest on, but I didn't really build my life out on what I wanted and the things that I like, right? Instead of chasing trends, I really just said, I want to pursue some hobbies that I actually enjoy. I actually enjoy these type of hobbies. And when I got involved with those hobbies, I embraced those hobbies. And not only did I embrace those hobbies, but these are some of the things in my life that I discovered by having these hobbies. I'm a unique motherfucker. I'm unique. And not only am I unique, but I'm special, because I'm the only one that like these things. Now, it was some things that other people like, but I have my own unique things. I like football. I'm a football guy. Go Niners. Big time 49er fan, San Francisco Giants fan, Philadelphia 76er fan. Hey, put in the comments who's your team, but I'm gonna tell you right now, hey, it's all day. This is my life. But anyways, what I've also learned is to listen more, right? I've learned to listen more. People find you really interesting when you make them feel interesting. Like, one thing that I found is that people want to be heard. And by me sitting back, viewing your personality, I'm getting the game on who you are by listening to you. And if you find, I've always had a knack with finding something interesting in every single person I speak with. And I think this helps my dope life and why people want to be around me, right? Let me say this. Just the asking of the questions instead of always talking about myself, I think it's very important. It gives value to them. It gives a lot of value to them. And I think that's so important. I do think that when you can have somebody feel heard, they know that they can be around you a little more. They can be around you a little more. And I think that's gone a long way for me, right? And collecting life experience from listening to people, right, made me want to travel more. Because so many people used to talk about, oh, I went here, I went there. I started to travel, trying new foods, like going to events that I never go. I'm talking about by myself, trying new events, and just saying yes more to the homies when they trying to bring me someplace that I'm just not really interested in. But you know what? Let me go get this experience. Experiences gave me stories that people wanted to hear. It just created so many memories about the stories that I have based upon the places I've gone and the people I've met and the way I've lived my life, right? I've learned so much, and one of the biggest things that I learned too is just to stop over explaining myself. I've learned to let mystery have its course. A lot of people, especially, the women, love a man who has some type of mystery about him. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of that has to do because you're not letting nobody in and they want to learn so much more about you, but sharing less actually sparks curiosity. So I've learned to stop over-explaining. I've learned that. And I've really gotten really good at that. And it helps that I'm a funny guy. You know what I mean? Like, it helps that I'm in these conversations with a lot of people, a lot of homies, and y'all see me online, man. I get down. And like, humor is universal, right? It's totally universal. I became interesting by finding what funny is to me. And I don't even try to be funny, to be honest with you. It started to become secondhand. And I started to become naturally funny because I'm a guy who likes to talk mess, and from my experience of being talked about when I was young and poor, that experience I drew from that. When I was young and poor, I learned how to talk about people really bad, laugh and joke, and that became a part of who I am when I got older, like part of my mouthpiece, being quick with the, being quick. There's so much I learned from my experiences that you guys got to have. And this is how you get more of an interesting life, right? Another thing is I always was fly. No matter what I was doing, I took care of my image. My whole swag, my style, my grooming, my body language, the way I held myself, the way I communicate with these words. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man, I became interesting because I look like someone interesting. I did, and I'm still do. And it's like I still have my own way of doing things. I have my own way of doing things. But what I would tell you all is that by me having my own way of doing things, it keeps me balanced. It keeps me balanced, right? I really built a lot of confidence through competence, right? Confidence to me was never fake, or, was it bravado or no, it was never faked, right? I was confident because I knew myself so well that it became second nature for me to feel good about whatever I'm doing. I don't care if it was from cooking a dish, cooking food, fixing things. I've always was confident because I made sure that I stayed confident. Because I believed in myself. I believed in what I did. I believed in what I do. I believe in all of that. And it meant something to me, right? There's another thing that made me pretty interesting, right? I've learned how to get right to the point a lot of times when it comes to certain story. I wasn't always rambling or rumbling. People don't want to always hear your long drawn out. Like my grandpa used to sit back in the chair, boy, and tell the longest story. But I've learned so much from him, right? But a lot of people don't want to hear that. People remember how you say something more than what you think. They remember how you say something. A lot of y'all tune into me because of the way I deliver things, right? Y'all know how I deliver things on here. So for you guys, it's like, 50 got this. He gonna say this. He gonna, you know what I mean? And I'm here for y'all. Y'all know that. But I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is that I've been living for myself. I've been living for myself. I never lived for anybody else. Let me give you some advice. I think a lot of you men need to stop thinking about what would you do to impress a woman and focus on your fulfillment. You're right. Like I'm a guy who learned how to make myself happy. No matter what that looks like, I've learned how to make myself happy. And I'm always going to be happy. And I'm going to continue to be happy. And I wanted to get on here and tell you all this because I wanted you guys to understand that you are interesting. You are interesting. And I know one thing. You will always be interesting as long as you're interesting to yourself. Go out in this world. Get some experiences. Experience life. Go out, make memories. Stop saying no and say yes and go out and have a good time. And once you start getting that life in you, what that world brings, even if you're an invert, you can go do things with yourself and go out and experience life. A lot of you are not interesting because you're not interesting. I'm going to leave you with this. We have one life, and we only get to live it one time. Go live that life to its fullest. The world is so beautiful. It's not this small, and we don't have time to chase people. The only thing we should chase is our happiness. My name is 50. Nothing but respect. Click the like button for me. Share this with others. Get them this game. I'm out.